pop, pop, bang.
What's up YouTube, Chris here with Swashbuckle Studios, and today I'm bringing you a 4.3 Subtlety Rogue PvP guide. I'm going to be going over enchants, stats, reforging, spec, glyphs, rotation, and rotation is a little bit different, but I'll get into that later, and poisons. So, yep, let's just start off. This is going to be, I'm trying to keep this short, so yeah, let's jump right into it. I'm going to start off with enchants. So I'm going to go, I don't know, in a row. Let's see. Now, for your headpiece, you want the Arcanum of Vicious Agility. You can buy that from your Honor Quartermaster in Stormwind for 1000 Honor. It gives you 60 Agility and 35 Rezo. Moving on to your shoulders, you want the Greater Inscription of Vicious Agility. That's 2000 Honor from the Honor Quartermaster. It's pretty easy to get. For your cloak, you want Major Agility, just gives you 22 Agility. Chest, you want, you can either get Mighty Resil, or Mighty Resilience, or Peerless Stats. I went with Mighty Resilience, I don't know, I like it. That's just what I did, you can do whatever. So yeah, Mighty Resilience or Peerless Stats. Moving on to your bracers, you want Enchant Bracer Agility. It's a scroll you can buy in the auction house for, I don't know, it's pretty expensive. It was like 800 gold in my server. There you can find a little cheaper alternative from an enchanter. Moving on to your gloves, you want Enchant Gloves Haste, just gives 50 haste. For your belt, you want an Ebon Steel Belt Buckle, just adds another socket to your belt. That's always good. Leggings, you either want Dragon Scale Leg Armor or Char Scale Leg Armor. I went with the Dragon Scale and it gave me 190 attack power and 55 crit. With your boots, I suggest if you have the gold, get Assassin Step or Major Agility. I couldn't afford Assassin Step after buying Fear and Vengeance, so I just went with the Major Agility. And now you can't enchant these unless you're an enchanter. So moving on to your weapon. For your main hand, you want Landslide. The proc, when it procs, it gives you lots of attack power. And with your offhand, you want Pyrium Weapon Chain. Reduces your dismantle time. Or disarm. Whatever. Yeah. So now let's move on to spec and glyphs. I'm a 10.031 right now. I think it's pretty good. I've been using it for like, I don't know, a month maybe. It's been working really well. You can pause the video here and copy it if you want, or I'll put a link in the description from like a talent calculator. Yeah, you don't, here's something. Don't put points in initiative, because you make up for it with premeditation. I'll explain that in the your rotation, I guess, in a minute. Yeah, I don't usually put points in Waylay. I don't know, there's other things that would help a lot better. So yeah, those are the major things. Not in initiative and nothing in Waylay. Or this is basic common sense. AoE, really. Yeah. That's my spec. Now moving on to glyphs. Your prime, I really suggest these three. Hemorrhage puts the bleed on. Glyph of Backstab. Your crits with Backstab give you 5 energy. And your glyph of Shadow Dance, which increases the duration of Shadow Dance by 2 seconds. Moving on to your major. Now when you're using your major and your minor, this is more independent, it's up to you. But I really suggest blind. For your major, I don't know, that's just me. But this is one I really suggest. Blind, cloak, sprint, those help a lot. Minor, these don't really matter. Poisons, safe fall, blurred speed, those are mine. Yep. Once again, you can write these down or just pause the video and buy them. Alright, yeah, I'm done with that segment. Let's go on to your stat priority. I'm gonna put these in the video, right on the screen, maybe an annotation. I'll put it in the description too. So let's go over your stats. This is going from what you want like the most to what you want the least. It goes agility over Resil. Resil over 5% melee hit, 5% melee hit over crit, crit over haste, haste over mastery, and mastery over expertise. And when you're reforging, I'm going over reforging now, There's 2 steps to this that I think are pretty important. Step 1 is check for your 5% melee hit, and if you're below 5% melee hit, reforge any gear without it, like without hit. Like reforge the weakest stat on the priority to at or a little bit above 5% melee hit. So yeah, check for the 5% melee hit. Step 2 is optimize your crit. On any gear without crit, reforge your weakest stat into crit. Alrighty, that's reforging. So it's 5% melee hit and put up optimize your crit. Yeah, now moving on to poisons. You definitely want wound or numbing. My numbing on your main hand. I choose wound 90% of the time. I don't know, it helps a lot. And on your offhand you want crippling, and on your throwing weapon you want crippling. Cause say somebody's kiting you, you can either Phantom Knives them. Do that. Yeah, Phantom Knives them and it puts up your crippling, or you can deadly throw them and it'll slow them down so you can catch up to them. Yeah, those are the 3 poisons that I use. It's pretty common. I really suggest those the most. So wound, crippling, crippling. Yep. Now moving on to your rotation per se. Like, it's really situational against each class. I obviously can't do for every class unless I make separate videos because it would take a long time. But this is just like my most commonly used opener. I use this almost like every time, unless I'm in an arena and I have to like restart the fight, then I'll use like a garrote or whatever. So you start off, you always want to start off, since you don't have initiative, with a premeditation recuperate. And the reason why I use recuperate is because energetic recovery. It gives you energy, and you want this because while you're later in the rotation you're going to need energy. So premeditation, recuperate. Now shadow step if you want. I suggest saving it, and then stun them with a cheap shot and backstab to 5 points, eviscerate, and by this time they're probably going to be turned around, so hemorrhage when you can. Like, if you're in front of them, definitely hemorrhage. You know, eviscerate, stun, whatever, but try to get around them. Like, always backstab when you're behind them, because rogues do it from behind. Yeah, backstab when you're behind them. The crits will give you 5 energy because of the glyph. It's a big part of your rotation is backstab. So yeah, that's your basic thing. Premeditation, recuperate for the energy. Cheap shot, backstab. 5 points. Record hemorrhage for bleed. Yeah. There you go. Now I'm gonna go over last thing I'm going over is my most used macros. They're pretty much just for arenas. Check out arenajunkies.com for good macros on your class. So these are just focus macros. Pretty basic. I'll post these in the description, so let's just get started on this. First one I'm going to go over is my focus gouge. It's a pretty good CC. Gouge is like in around, I don't know, you could like count it as an interrupt. But it's a pretty good, I don't know. Rogues have the most in-combat stuns in CC, so yeah, it's really useful. I'm just going to do it right now. This guy's my target. This is a person that's my focus right here. And this person's my target. So say you're like beating on the heel or whatever, and this, like, I don't know, person's casting something, just like focus gouge. As you can see, it's applied right there. I'll post these in the description like I said, so you can copy and paste them. Next is a focus blind. As you can see, applied here. Another really good one. It saves you time so you don't have to tab target or click them. The last one, or no, the next one is a focus kick. This is used a ton in arenas. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what just happened. Yeah, focus kick. And the last one, I thought this was really cool. I never gave misdirection too much thought, or not misdirection, redirection, until I saw somebody using this, and I thought, oh, I'm an idiot, why haven't I been using this? So it's a redirect kidney shot. It's like pretty much a CC. Say you're attacking this healer, or whatever he is, and you need need to CC the other person, just redirect, kidney, and then go back on this person. Whatever. And there you have it. Those are my most used macros. Oh, focus, dismantle, whatever. You can't dismantle these guys, so it's pretty useless, but I'll put it in the description. And, oh, another helpful one. This is if you're going against two stealthies, or one stealthy. You know how if you pass by somebody, you'll see like a glimpse of them for a second, and you can't usually catch them. Well, this is it like saps the nearest target. So I'm closest to this person, and it like targets him and then saps him. But these guys can't be sapped. That's another really helpful one. But yeah, those are the basic ones I use. Once again, check out Arena Junkies. They have some wicked good arenas for your class, all classes. So yeah, that concludes my video. You guys can subscribe if you want, like, favorite, comment, whatever. If you have any feedback, just leave comments. Yep, well, that's me. This is Chris from Swashbuckle Studios signing off, and I'll talk to you guys next time.